Food poverty in the west of Scotland is a largely hidden problem. Figures for the area are impossible to give as each charity working to provide food aid compile their own figures. I spoke to only 3 groups all providing emergency food, but there are a lot more working from churches, charities and social business projects, dispensing food from food banks, church halls and not-for-profit cafes to thousands in times of crisis. Centre Stage in Kilmarnock is tackling food poverty in a different way. I spoke to Jack Sutton, who works on the Dignified Food Project, delivering food and advice on a whole lot of associated problems that go hand in hand with lack of income. From a double-decker bus, Jack and his team reach out to communities in some of the borough's deprived areas. Jack, how do you get people to come to your bus if you're being discreet?
We're currently going through a bit of a rebrand, which has made it quite hard to do leaflets and stuff like that. But we do leaflet drops door to door. We do rely quite heavily on word of mouth, but we also obviously use the now tried and tested kind of online social media type things too. Mm-hmm. But for most of the project, we've been undercover, and we've been doing it in a stealthy way, so that we go in and we take all the things that Centre Stage is quite well known for, kind of music theatre and all the kind of frilly stuff like that. And the food's been sort of done undercover to keep it dignified,
Yeah. How have you been made aware of how sensitive people can feel about?
I think it's desperately difficult. I think what we need to be most aware of is how a lot of us would feel if we were in that position, and to be as sensitive as we'd like to be, treated ourselves. As I say, we have a professional chef on the bus that does practical skills. We do a lot of food. We obviously distribute a lot of food. We have volunteers that help us with that. We have a register that people help us with. People muck in. People make teas and coffees for people. Yeah. We just try and give as much sort of social, emotional support as we can, really.
Another way to reach people in crisis is in the offing. Unity Grill, a project started by Angela McVeigh, is a restaurant on the corner of Newmarket Street and the Sandgate. Work began in January in this lovely old red sandstone property with big windows looking out onto the street, but progress has been slow. Angela, can you explain what is a social business?
A social business is run like any other business, but it's what we do with the profits that are different. We will use 100% of our profits to challenge food poverty.
There's one aspect of the project that sounds incredibly interesting to me, which is the academy that you are going to set up to include some young adults leaving care and moving into the workplace to get experience and, I believe, qualifications. Is that right?
That is true. Our academy will focus primarily on young people who have care experience, but also those young people who have been carers themselves. And we find that this is a period in their lives where things can take a downward spiral quite quickly. So to prevent those young people falling into poverty, we want to arm them with skills to enter the workforce.
Work seems to have ceased here this morning, although I know it has been going on. Are you dependent on workmen just the same as everyone else is when they're waiting to get stuff done?
Yes, we are. We've had a few hold-ups with the building. We're a listed building in a conservation area, so work has had to stop until we have some more investigations done in.
And when are you hoping to open?
We are hoping to open at the end of November, but most definitely before Christmas.
The Trussell Trust publish a yearly figure, which the Scottish Government says on its website is accepted as being an indication of general trends and the impact of welfare change. A new one is due soon, but for Scotland up to April 2017, it was over 145,000, which was up almost 13,000 on the previous year. This is Susie Paterson for UWS News.